1950s, Taiwan was still recovering from the war, and stabilizing the people's livelihood was top priority. Agriculture began to take off. In 1952, the American 4-H Club movement was brought to the R.O.C. by the Joint Commission on Rural Reconstruction. Dr. Jiang Mengnian, then chairman of the JCRR, saw the 4-H Club as a village-based educational movement to train rural youth to become skilled farmers. Major projects during this early stage included promoting increased agricultural productivity and value, establishing correct concepts to guide members' lives and leisure time, enriching primary education for citizens to promote manpower quality, educating and training duty instructors, and selecting grassroots ambassadors to study abroad and bring back new knowledge in agricultural production. In the 1960s, Taiwan's economic development shifted its focus from agriculture to industry, which featured cheap, intensive labor. Agriculture emphasized mechanization and modernization. New educational materials broadened people's minds. As a result, 4-H Club projects were expanded as follows: tailoring projects to age, educational level, family, and community environmental concerns, expanding project content to include community service, holding 4-H Club jamborees with agricultural and social education activities, expanding 4-H Club activities to include operations, management, and the intellectual domain, introducing concepts of environmental protection as well as nutrition and health care, assisting young farmers with non-agricultural specialties, opening night schools to enhance young farmers' educational level. In the 1970s, Taiwan's industry and commerce took off, small and medium businesses flourishing. Tourism and leisure were increasingly fashionable. Agriculture saw technological modernization. The 4-H Club's projects during the 70s included fostering further agricultural modernization and establishing repair and maintenance service stations dedicated to agricultural operations, integrating with the national educational system to select outstanding 4-H Club members or farm youth to enter agricultural schools and study farm operations to promote manpower quality in villages, enhancing coordination with schools to cultivate interest in agriculture among junior high school students, and establishing training courses to foster members' professional development in agriculture. During the 1980s, Taiwan's international trade and overall economy were liberalizing. In agriculture, Taiwan strived to raise farmers' incomes through specialization and quality. In the 1980s, the 4-H Club carried out the following plans: expanding village youth service items to include agricultural product classification, packing, and shipping, selecting fishing villages for the 4-H Club's fishery education, and adding husbandry, unprocessed foods, and agricultural product management for supermarkets to village youth education. In the 1990s, national development shifted to capital-intensive and high-technology industries, the economy developing rapidly. Agriculture developed along three lines: production, farmers' living standards, and village ecosystems. During the 1990s, the 4-H Club focused on shifting educational goals from agricultural production toward a balanced quality of life for agricultural professionals that were not only outstanding producers but outstanding people, expanding the scope of 4-H educational projects to include daily village life and village culture, using age as the guiding principle in organizing member groups, planning teaching materials to correspond to age, educational level, and needs. Emphasizing education of volunteer instructors, presenting the 4-H Club's image to show its abundant and healthy educational content, appealing directly to college 4-H Club managers to organize 4-H youth leader camps, redefining 4-H Club projects to include leadership and interpersonal communication themes. The 4-H Club comprises clubs in farming and fishing villages, village farmers and fishermen's associations, the Department of Reconstruction, Fisheries Agency, city and county agriculture bureaus, provincial associations, Council of Agriculture, Ministry of Education, Department of Education, various high schools, and junior high school 4-H clubs. For teenagers, the core of participation in the 4-H Club is in projects. Without participation in projects, an individual is not a member of the 4-H Club. The 4-H Club project is the most significant characteristic of club education. By project, we mean club members make use of homes, farms, or schools, and with volunteer instructors, participate in activities or assignments based on their own interests. They get fully involved in planning, executing, and recording projects to accomplish the goal of self-development. The kinds of projects offered by the 4-H Club in earlier times focused mainly on agricultural production. However, in view of gradual socio-economic changes, single-minded production projects could no longer meet members' needs. Consequently, 4-H project categories have been broadened extensively to include daily life and ecology. Activity planning, organizational leadership, interpersonal communication, animal and plant husbandry, environmental protection education, home care and health, culture and arts, and science and technology reflect diverse project category development consistent with our ever-changing society. This enables 4-H Club members to apply their learning in the course of their duties. Important 4-H Club activities. Apart from projects, activities are also a major way to promote 4-H Club educational goals. Recently, we have been organizing more activities than projects. The major aim is to initiate balanced mental and physical development in teenagers by means of learning through play. We have instilled the club spirit of 做中学, or learning by doing, into these activities so that members can understand the full implications of interpersonal relationships and natural resources through interactions with people and the environment. Thus, you could say that the 4-H Club's rich variety of activities is the thread binding together its 50-year history. In the past, the 4-H Club's annual National Congress activities have included such items as methodology demonstrations, presentations on project experiences, contests, and awards for performance in common sense tests. Since the 1990s, the 4-H Club has grown in step with the pulse of society. The outstanding characteristics defining recent annual activities are youthfulness, passion, and energy. Jamborees. Jamborees are one of the more important 4-H Club activities. Here, members learn by doing, come to understand team discipline and duty, get close to nature, and generally have fun. International 4-H Youth Exchange Project, IFYE. Every year, the 4-H Club selects outstanding members to participate in exchanges overseas to improve the quality of village youth, broaden their vision, and nourish their worldview. In addition to learning international agricultural production techniques, farm management concepts, and experiencing social interaction, they also represent Taiwan as ambassadors to promote understanding and advance the cause of friendship. They are thus also known as grassroots ambassadors. Grassroots ambassadors are not only exposed to agricultural practices, techniques, and knowledge, but become immersed on a practical level to better understand the host village's culture, lifestyles, values, and innermost feelings. When foreign ambassadors come to visit Taiwan, they experience it through the same types of close exchanges with Taiwanese villages and host farmers. Although the 4-H Club is an extracurricular education option for teenagers, we still hope every 4-H Club member will keep in mind the following principles so as to better learn from participation. Cultivating democratic concepts. 4-H Club members practice their communication and presentation skills during meetings. Here they learn to present their own opinions publicly and how to respect differing opinions in order to reach consensus. They learn how to divide work tasks and cooperate democratically. Learning from doing. The philosophy of the 4-H Club's education is learning from doing, or acquiring knowledge through action. Management training. We use the written word, drawings, and collected information to record project progress in order to cultivate 4-H Club members' management capabilities. Share and review. After finishing projects, members learn how to share and review through presentations.
因为我们之前用描图纸做，就是纸重复使用之后容易，就是模型容易坏掉，所以我们现在改用投影片。
这边还有那个模型板，你可以拿去参考，或是。
Examine and honor. After a project is completed, instructors evaluate the reasons for success or failure that occurred along the way. We encourage members who executed their projects with sincerity and determination. This is vital to fostering a sense of honor and duty. Results and sales. Using all kinds of activities and public events to display 4-H Club members' project results imparts a sense of achievement and also expands awareness of the 4-H Club's educational spirit and ideas among the general public. To make the best better, the demand for quality. The 4-H Club's motto is to make the best better, stressing the pursuit of quality. Members must complete projects by actively accomplishing every requirement seriously and practically. It is thus clear that the 4-H Club not only cares about agricultural affairs. The core spirit of the 4-H Club is to educate our fine citizens that they may make meaningful contributions to society. Now in the 21st century, the 4-H Club is coming up on its 50th anniversary. Step into the new generation. The 4-H Club has new expectations and new ambitions for the future. We will continue to foster the principle of learning by doing in the daily lives of 21st century teenagers. To do this, we will develop in the following directions. Experiencing the spirit of learning by doing. Diverse activities have been developed in the spirit of learning through play to ensure that teenagers in farming and fishing villages may nourish lifetime learning habits and also experience the spiritual fulfillment of learning from one's own practical life experience. Building up the learning organization. The 4-H Club will design its main learning access based on a variety of subjects that hold interest for teenagers, in order to continue to build up the capabilities of rural teenagers. Concern for society. The 4-H Club will continue to integrate various local organizations and build up socio-educational networks for rural youth through various activities and exchanges. We want all 4-H Club youth to show leadership ability in the countryside and in communities, and foster in them a genuine concern for society. Promoting the work of the 4-H Club through marketing. Since the 4-H Club has already built its corporate identity system, it is hoped that through the educational concept, behavioral efficiency, beautiful and well-known logo, and communication channels, loyalty is inspired in members, who then strengthen promotion of the club's work. Integrating 4-H, agriculture, households, agri-leisure, and industrial cultural planning. To avoid wasting resources, 4-H Club work should be conducted jointly with the promotion of agricultural and household extension planning. Professionalism, daily living, and cultural essentials are all fused into 4-H Club projects and activities. Taking full social responsibility. Through the 4-H Club's educational planning, the 4-H Club encourages its members to participate in public service, rectify social behavior, reduce the costs resulting from social disorder, and ensure that members understand their social responsibilities. Education and training of 4-H and volunteer instructors. As 4-H advisors and volunteer instructors play a very important role in the 4-H Club's works, the club encourages staff participation and self-development through all kinds of seminars, training programs, and visitation activities. Only thus can they effectively undertake the important responsibility of teaching and guiding the nation's youth. Promoting the 4-H Club by integrating social resources. As the guidance of teenagers is the common responsibility of society, horizontal coordination between different government sectors that deal with juvenile welfare should be strengthened. Resources from every unit should be properly integrated to jointly promote 4-H educational goals. Developing the worldview of 4-H Club members. As time goes on, our world will increasingly become a global village. We should think highly of nourishing in club members a global perspective and expanded language abilities. And we should work together with the government's policy of connecting to the world's pulse of change, called Challenge 2008. To create and to inherit. Over the years, the 4-H Club has gathered many old comrades in arms. It has also been injected with new blood and energy. Today, the 4-H Club is approaching its 50th year. The feeling of having been there cannot be understood by outsiders. The expectation deriving from the 4-H Club's body of work is that those works can continue to be strengthened to further the 4-H Club of the R.O.C. and enable it to move forward one more step. Combining the whole environment of the 4-H Club with the education of growing teenagers is the only way to persuade the people of how important the 4-H Club's progressive education is. Besides government departments, we will also invite industrial and commercial business circles to join us, in the hope that we can involve them in the nation's agriculture as well. This is a change. If these activities for our teenagers can raise concern about the greater society in one farmers association, they are very worthy of our attention and concern.